Gentlelady yields back. The chair recognizes Mr. Ogles from the state of Tennessee for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to enter into the record for unanimous consent a news story by News Nation updated on June 7th, 2023 by Mr. Ventura and Mr. Markham talking about the NGOs using tax dollars to relocate migrants. And quite frankly,
without objection, the document we entered into the record.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And when you look at their track record, and there's some statistics I'll quote, and most of this can be directed at you, Ms. Hopper, but to the other two witnesses, feel free to chime in. We'll just have an open dialogue. Is they were clearly putting profit over the safety of these children. And my colleagues on the other side have spent most of the day disrupting this hearing, stalling this hearing with procedural votes. Meanwhile, we have 325,000 children that are unaccounted for. We have 65,000 calls of concern that went unanswered. And yet, all they want to talk about is Trump and Elon Musk. Some tweet that has since been redacted. I mean, it's nonsense. And by the way, one of my colleagues mentioned religion, saying that, we over here are righteous. And yet, I do believe if you look at the context of this hearing, they're the ones that are quoting the Pope and the Catholic bishops and all the other stuff. Meanwhile, I want to talk about the children. How do we find these 300,000 kids? How many of them are being sexually abused right now? I think in your testimony, 70%, or one of your testimonies, 70% of the records revolving children were falsified. 80% of the women coming into an El Paso shelter were sexually assaulted. Where's the outrage on the other side, folks? That's what this is about. There should be a nonpartisan committee. We're talking about the safety of the homeland. We're talking about 300,000 children that right now could be being raped systematically and trafficked. And they want to talk about the boogeyman. I want to talk about the boogeyman too. I want to talk about all the predators and the gangbangers and the murderers that were allowed into this country. Just in Nashville, the ICE raid, where they arrested murderers, rapists, traffickers, child traffickers. That's who they're protecting. Let's talk about these 300,000 kids. How do we find them? How do we undo this mess? And oh, by the way, the idea that none of these folks are criminals, if you came into this country on false pretense, that is a crime. They're not migrants, they're illegal immigrants. And they're breaking our laws, and I've had enough of this crap. Let's talk about the facts around this hearing and these children. Ms. Hopper.
There needs to be complete coordination with the state and local agencies. They know that UACs were sent to their specific districts, their counties. There's a database on the ORR website specifically outlining how many UACs were sent to certain counties and cities across all 50 states. And so with the help of the local, state, and federal agencies, that would be a good place to start. But a lot of these state agencies are stonewalling and blocking our efforts because they want to protect illegal aliens over finding unaccompanied children.
Mr. Howe.
One of the best ways to find these children is to dramatically ramp up worksite enforcement by ICE. A lot of these kids are working in factory farms, weed farms, all across the country. And until ICE begins increasing their activities there, I don't think we will find a lot of these missing kids.
Mr. Ross.
Congressman, what I'll say, I mean, I'll echo that. They came here because they wanted to work, obviously in horrible conditions. And what I'll say, and what I'll address is that it's false to say that these raids that are happening are not targeting the worst of the worst. I was with Border Patrol in Los Angeles County just recently, and they did an operation at a Home Depot, and they found a convicted pedophile because he's there looking for work, and those are the people that they want to hire to bring them into their homes around their families. It doesn't work that way. So I would concur that worksite operations need to increase, not decrease by any stretch.
Mr. Chairman, I thank you for the importance of this hearing, the topic. I thank you to the witnesses. But as we look at the systematic trafficking that we've seen across this country, Ms. Hopper, you're an expert on this. When you look at the distribution networks that the cartels have into our country, a distribution network, by the way, that would rival FedEx or the United Postal Service, and their ability to move product. And for them, product is human trafficking. Product is kids and women. And so with that, I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Puerto Rico, Mr. Hernandez.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to just briefly raise my voice in favor of NGOs and the service they provided. As a law student, I worked with NGOs dedicated to immigrants, but not just to make sure that they could normalize their immigration status. I worked with immigrants on behalf of a cause that I think all Republicans support. I worked with immigrants to help them assimilate to United States culture and identity. I helped them study for their U.S. citizenship exams. And I could see their hope, their commitment. I would even say they were more patriotic and committed to this nation than many people who are born and raised here. I worked with NGOs to help victims of domestic violence who fled their home countries with their children, fleeing from terrible, terrible, terrible life circumstances, and people who found hope and security in this nation, and people that I was proud to see this nation welcome to provide them safety and security and a brighter future. So I really profoundly regret to see this Congress, to see this committee attack NGOs so broadly under a false pretext that this is really to protect the people. We are attacking people. We are attacking institutions that help people. And I want to make sure that history reflects the side that we, the Democratic caucus, this side of the aisle, stand on today. Thank you, and I yield back.
Mr. Chairman,
I'm sorry, who wishes to be recognized?
Crane from Arizona.
Ms. Crane?
Request to enter into the record from Oversight Project article tracking movement of illegal aliens from NGOs to the U.S. Interior.
Without objection, shall be admitted into the record.
Thank you.
Mr. Thompson?